A boy swimming deep in the jungle. As he dives under the water, suddenly saw fish scattering and fleeing. He looks up and sees a vicious tiger was on the surface of the water. This tiger was very violent in nature. It was killing animals everywhere. When he began to lick the water was scattered with blood from his mouth. The boy kept holding his breath, not daring to make any sound. When the tiger left the water, he immediately rushed out of the water, desperate to escape. But the roar of the tiger began to come from behind him. As a weak boy, how could he escape the tiger's pursuit? In a panic, he accidentally fell into the tiger trap. The boy's screams spread throughout the forest. A kind panther heard it from afar, immediately went to rescue him. In the trap, the skinny boy was lucky. He didn't get hit by the wooden spikes at the bottom of the hole. He fell right through the gap in the spikes. He looked upwards. The tiger circled the cave entrance a few times. Then it disappeared. And then a strange thing came in. It was the trunk of an elephant. It slowly wrapped itself around the boy's waist and rescued him. It was an old elephant. His body was covered with green grass. The right tusk was broken off by a human. After rescuing the boy, the old elephant, he left without saying anything. The panther soon came too. The boy rode on the panther and left quickly. And at that moment the tiger was hiding in the depths of the forest staring for this tasty human boy. He wanted to get it. It turns out that 5 years ago, the little boy was abandoned at the entrance of the wolf's cave. The first one to find him was a wolf cub. The little white wolf did not show its fangs. Instead, there was a hint of worry on his face. Then the male and female wolves rushed out again. Seeing the human cub in front of them, they were also puzzled. Why was the human child left here? The female wolf added some blood to the boy's body. She found that there was no wound. Just when they didn't know what to do with the boy, a dog smelled the human scent and rushed over. After seeing the human cub, immediately, its eyes widened. The kind mother wolf stared at him fiercely. He was forbidden to have any thoughts. Seeing the dominant wolf, the jackal dog knew that it would not be able to win. He ran away in a flash. The wolf parents rushed to bring him back to the wolf pack. A meeting of the wolf clan was held to discuss how to deal with this human young wee. But after the ballot, only 3 votes agreed to keep the human in the wolf pack. They were the wolf parents and a kind-hearted black panther. The panther brought in a deer and gave it to the wolves. I hope they can keep this poor little boy. The Wolf King pondered for a while. Finally, he made a strong decision, decided to keep the human will. Just at that moment, a limping tiger came up to him. Behind him was the jackal. The tiger is the tyrant of the jungle. He demanded that the boy be handed over for his dinner. The wolves showed their fangs. The tiger and the dog were slowly approaching. The Wolf King said, "This man will be protected by the wolves from now on. If you dare to touch him, the whole wolf clan will not spare you." Seeing this scene, the evil tiger. The tiger could only make a harsh statement. Sooner or later, I will eat the boy into my stomach. Then he took a look at the human cub protected by the wolves, turned around and left. From then on, the man survived among the wolves. He soon grew into a young boy. The boy's best friend was this black panther. He would always take the boy everywhere with him. But the boy was not very popular among the wolves. The only friend he had was a white wolf with albinism. They have one thing in common. They are always disliked and bullied by the wolves. On this hunting day, due to the mistake of the Wolf King, he failed to bite the prey. He even fell down severely. The news soon spread among the wolves. When the Wolf King returned to the pack, the evil tiger was already staying here. He called out. The Wolf King had grown old, disqualified from being the Wolf King. He wanted to supervise the wolf pack to re-elect a new Wolf King. But it so happened that there were some guys in the pack didn't see that it was the tiger's provocation. They started to attack the Wolf King. One fell down. Another one went up next. They used wheel warfare. They kept consuming the King of Wolves. The Wolf King was seriously injured. The boy rushed over. He drove the wolves away with his torch. He went to the Wolf King to help him, but he didn't expect. The badly wounded Wolf King told him in a tired voice, "Let him leave the forest." Because the Wolf King knew he was too old to protect the boy. But the sad boy didn't understand why he had to be driven away. He went to his parents who had tried so hard to leave him behind. He looked to the Black Panther who had been with him all along, and then did the only thing that made sense. He ran to the human tribe. The pain in his heart was so strong. He waved his torch at this strange group of humans until he was knocked unconscious by a hunter. The humans put the captured wild man in a cage. He was served scrambled eggs with tomatoes and brisket. The wild man man took a bite out of the brisket and immediately spit it out. He wagged his tongue like a madman because he couldn't stand the taste of salt. A group of naughty children came to watch him, poking him with a stick. They didn't expect. The wolf boy was very strong, pulled the stick at once, and knocked the human boy to the ground. The wild man was locked up for a long time. That night, the panther approached him. When the boy found the panther, cried with joy. Unfortunately, Panther did not take him away. Panther told him, a few years ago, he witnessed the vicious tiger eat the boy's parents. He was the one who saved the boy, gave him hope for life. The reason he came here at night was to tell, for this kindness of saving his life, must live well, no matter how much the boy wailed and pleaded. The Black Panther was still determined, turned around and went back to the forest. The next day, the boy woke up to find the cage opened. The boy woke up to find the cage. The humans here seemed to not want to hold him anymore, so he slowly walked out of the cage. He sees an oversized wild boar. The boy took a bite out of its belly, only to be driven away by a hunter. The hunter pondered for a moment, handed him a knife. He told him to use the knife to cut the meat. The boy soon cut off a piece of raw meat and chewed it. Then a kind woman cleaned the mud and dirt from his body and gave him a pair of shoes. The hunter also gave the boy the dagger. He soon settled into human life and experienced the peace and comfort of the place, although it was different from the forest. But there was nothing wrong with staying here. Until this day, the boy took advantage of the hunter's drunkenness, walked into the hunter's room, and saw the dark side of mankind. There were broken deer heads, a baby monkey in a jar. The last thing that broke the boy's heart was the head of a little white wolf. The boy remembered clearly that this was his best friend, the little white. When he left the forest, White also left tears of reluctance. When the boy saw these, cried silently and painfully. This night, he was so sad about human beings. By dawn, he finally realized he was not a brutal human being. He wanted to avenge his friend White, so he took his dagger and came to the hunter's room. When he saw the scars on his body, he realized that these were the marks of a fight with a vicious tiger. Then, he found a broken ivory tusk by the bed. He knew to whom it belonged. Then an idea came to his mind. He went back to the forest with the tusk. He found the old elephant that had saved his life, returned the tusk to him, and made a deal. If you help me fight the tiger, I will help you kill the hunter. Then he went to the tiger's territory, shouting the name of the tiger. The jungle was filled with the boy's voice. Soon, the tiger came to the boy. He saw the boy with a dagger. He thought he was very weak, but he did not expect. The boy suddenly called out. A herd of elephants rushed out of the jungle at once. Soon the tiger was surrounded by them. The tiger knew he was trapped. He quickly lunged at the boy, but the elephants knocked him down at once. In the tiger's fear, a flying knife plunged into the back of the tiger. The boy got on the back of the tiger, ready to stab the tiger, but he was thrown away. The boy climbed a tree in a frenzy, using his dexterity to climb the tree, lured the tiger to leap, stuck in the tree. Then the boy pulled the dagger off the tiger's back and stabbed him hard in the abdomen. At that moment, a violent gunshot was heard. It was a hunter from the human tribe. He aimed his lance at this place to take revenge on the evil tiger. The elephants scattered at the sound of the shot. The tiger also prepared to flee, but the hunter's second shot failed to aim and hit the boy. The tiger turned his head and saw the boy who had been shot. He rushed to kill him again. The hunter raised his gun again, but he failed to notice the old elephant that was running towards him. At the same time he pulled the trigger. The tiger was pounced by a wolf, and then the hunter was killed by the elephant's mangled tusk. The boy looked into the smoke and dust. It was the wolf king who saved him, and it was also the wolf king who was shot. The evil tiger stood up. He could no longer make things difficult for the wolf king, because behind the boy, his family, who had been with him since he was a child, arrived. The tiger left. The boy rushed to the wolf king. By now the wise wolf king was dying. He left a last wish for the boy to lead the wolves to survive. Then he left forever. The boy picked up the dagger. He walked along the blood trail of the tiger. He found the fallen tiger in the depths of the jungle. As the boy approached, the tiger tried to fight back, but the boy avoided it. A knife ended his life. The war from the forest came to an end. The hunter was dead. The tiger was dead. The boy was recognized by many animals. He became the king of the forest.